Hello, and welcome to Speak 30 Challenge. This is day 21. I call this one Thankful for Sam. It's the Monday of Thanksgiving week, and I thought I would spend the next few speeches telling you a little bit about my kids. And rather than just, tell you stories about them, I thought I would do it in the form of comparison. So I'm going to pick a literary figure or mythical figure and compare them to my kids. And I'll do it one at a time. And I'm not claiming here that my kids are perfect or don't have flaws or issues or hang-ups or they screw up or they smell funny. All of these are true because they are their father's children. So what I'm saying here is that I'm just going to point out some comparisons they have to people in famous or from books in the past. And I want to start with my son, Sam. If I had to pick a mythical figure to compare him to, I wanted to pick Odysseus from Homer's epic tales. The first point of comparison is Odysseus was clever. Odysseus was the leader during the Trojan War. And he's the one that is credited with the idea of the Trojan horse that ultimately allowed the downfall of the mighty Trojan army. Sam, too, is clever, and this was evident at a very early age. Even as a toddler, he had this remarkable ability to do really difficult tasks like 500-piece puzzles. And he wanted to do them all by himself. My role as the, worker bee was to do the dirty work, as it was called. And that included things like turning over all the pieces before he would start, or separating all of the border pieces from the non-border pieces. That was the extent of which I could help. He also was an early lover of reading. He became mildly obsessed at an early age to the Magic Treehouse series of books that followed a brother and his sister team as they traveled back through actual historical events and solved problems or made problems, but they were historically very useful in terms of learning about the past. His cleverness has translated into success in school. But even more so, was an understanding early on that he was kind of unique in his love of learning. He didn't suffer fools. People who did not care about ideas or learning were not his people. College, where he is currently finishing up his senior year, was his great awakening. He's continued to push to share his ideas, but he's also fought really hard while in college so that others could share their ideas as well. The second point that I wanted to compare was that Odysseus was aware of his weaknesses and possible pitfalls. The story of Odysseus tying himself to the masthead of his ship and forcing his fellow sailors to put wax in their ears as they sailed past the deadly sirens is a great example. The sirens sang this song that drove the sailors crazy and forced them to steer their ship into the rocks on the island, and thereby they would all be killed. Much like Odysseus, Sam too knows how to either stick the wax in his ear or tie himself to the mast. He has known how to and been aware that you need to avoid certain dangers to your time and your effort. And he's avoided things like certain social media websites he's never signed up for or been involved with. He hasn't really been involved with video games like other kids. He's been able to avoid a lot of the online distractions that many of his peers have struggled with. He's also been very good at setting strict windows for task completion. And by limiting his options on these tasks, he can increase the options to do more of what he wants. The third point of comparison I wanted to make, and the final one, it's probably the most important quality he shares with Odysseus, and that is the quality of resilience. The epic tale of the Odyssey is the story of resilience. For the entire story, Odysseus is on a 10-year-long journey trying to get home. But because he did not make the proper sacrifice to one of the gods, he is not allowed easy and safe passage. On multiple occasions throughout the story, he was able to get close to his goal, only to have the winds of fate push him entirely in a different direction. All because he did not check the proverbial right box and was deemed unworthy. Resilience is Sam's strongest quality. Throughout his life, he has put in the hard work to be successful. He has also come really close on a few occasions to achieving highly esteemed accomplishments, only to have them slip away at the end. With all of these missed opportunities, he just shrugs it off, and he looks for the opportunities within the opportunities that were lost. And he tries to create those new challenges in the new situation. With continued persistence, no matter which way the wind blows, he will eventually end up at his desired destination. The best stories remind us of the best in all of us. The legend of Odysseus has been around as lessons for us for millennia. Even in a story written thousands of years ago, it's still easy to see human qualities that we admire. Sam, like the mythical Odysseus, has strong qualities like cleverness, foresight, and resilience. And for this, I am grateful for the good qualities I see in my son. Thank you.